at this stage, I've probably only booked about eight, 9.
So there has to be something going on with the form then. Do you have Google Forms or Jot Form? What's your landing page? Jot Form? Okay.
No, the landing page is on my website, and then they click through the Jot Form from there.
Yeah, look, Rick, I don't know. Me and Bernie try and nut it out, and I just messaged Bernie this morning, and as I told you guys, like, I've been running the ad for 24 hours. There hasn't, if I look at the reach, like, I'll tell you, I screenshot it. I'll tell you exactly what the reach is. It's not even that much. So if I look at the ads, one ad has 153 post engagements. It's cost me $41.35. One ad has 207 post engagements, and that's cost me almost $60, right? That's all I've spent on the ads. And I've had about 75 Jot forms filled out and just over 40 bookings now for Calendly phone calls. How do you explain that?
I don't know.
And Ben's been saying for ages, I don't understand Facebook. Like, it's very confusing, and that's proof of that.
So
yeah.
But maybe it's
just to clarify, Murielle, we were talking about you earlier about whether you boosted it or whether you put it through Ads Manager. So you put it through Ads Manager with a split test, did you?
No, I boosted. This is what I was asking about when I was messaging you late the other night, because I was running, and I ran the ad at like midnight, and I'm like, nothing's going to happen with this ad now. And straight away, it just started working. That's the other thing. Lately, I've been finding the ads take a couple of days to kick in, so I haven't stopped the ads straight away. Whereas this one just worked straight away. So I can't give you answers. I don't know why. It's very confusing.
So they were just boosted.
Yeah, just. But I think the photo, I've always said this to Bernie, I think the photo makes a huge difference too.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
But also with yours, isn't it? The genre, it's a really, a charity, and it's women, and it's...
Yeah.
Sorry.
But I've done the charity. Whose child is that? Is that your Rick?
Is that a child or a parrot? I thought it was a parrot.
Yeah, it's my child. I'll mute my microphone for a little bit.
What
is it? Is it child?
I'll mute my microphone for a little bit.
What time is it there, Brian?
6:45 p.m.
All right.
That's not bad.
Oh, 6 p.m. Oh,
Yeah.
That's all right. I normally talk to Brian, and it's 11 o'clock where he is at night.
Yeah, true. It's when the little one goes to bed for sure, so it's not screaming in the background.
Mine's been good. She's sort of peeked in through the door a few times, but she hasn't been jumping in, so she's behaving.
Rick's got a 3-year-old.
Oh,
4 now.
Nice.
4 just had a birthday, yeah? That's right. Just had a birthday.
Oh, 4-nager. I heard that the other day. 3-nager, 4-nager.
A 4-nager.
Instead of a teenager.
A 4-nager.
Believe it.
Yeah.
Right.
Believe it or
I heard
not.
that the day, first time. I thought that was pretty funny.
No, I was supposed to talk to Marcus as well, but Marcus, it was his wife's birthday today or something, or is, and they're having a couple massage together. So
It's so cute. It's 16.
That would have been an interesting video call.
Yeah. So that's her present.
They've only just got married, though, haven't they?
Yeah. So, yeah. So that's why. Yeah. It's exciting. So you'd stop anything from that. Yeah.
He must have forgotten about the birthday because he booked in the call, didn't he?
Well, he's obviously got his priorities wrong. I mean, what's more important than work, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. So, what do you think? Seeing as this has actually happened and worked, Do you think we should do this weekly, 2 weekly, monthly? Because the good thing,
I think it's a great idea. Being able to brainstorm with a group of people is a great idea.
Yeah.
the thing is, it might be better if we also set a topic.
Yeah, exactly.
Like group massage or something.
Yeah, like maybe we could get off Facebook from time to time and look at other areas that maybe there's been success. And I know with, like Murielle, when I first started with her, we used to do the Winner family portrait boxes around the joint.
Well, as you know, Ben, that's what I've been sort of approaching businesses for the same thing, to sort of just look at another avenue, to sort of try and cover the downfall that I'm having with Facebook. So that is something that I've sort of started looking at for the others in the group.
And that worked for you, Murielle?
Sorry?
Did Winner family portrait, did that work? That worked for you initially? The boxes that you had around?
Yeah, it did.
Got a bit
And
of
then
momentum.
that sale as well, like that dropped off a bit too.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys have done the third party thing, where you go to a business and you give out gift vouchers, like car dealerships. Are any of you doing that?
I'm just starting to do it. I haven't been in anywhere yet because I'm getting redesigned vouchers and programs. I'm quite excited about that.
Well, Murielle's got a Mercedes dealership, so how is that going?
Have you just got the one?
I've had some really big sales from that, and I've also had some no sales. And
Right.
Bernie and I have been figuring out ways of getting rid of the people that don't want to buy photos. So I don't know if you're interested. Well, if you're interested, you can go to my website and click on the Mercedes-Benz logo, and it will take you into the jot form. And I ask a lot of questions, whereas when we run a Facebook ad, we try and not ask a lot of questions for people just to fill it in, and then we nut it out later. But I realised that the wrong people were coming to me, and things like people were giving away the vouchers to other people.
Right.
But the people that were buying the cars. So I went through a whole bunch of those where I just had people that weren't qualified. They just had a voucher. They took the enlargement for free and they left.
Oh, right.
So I had to make it non-transferable and have terms and conditions. So if you jump on my website, vividimaging.com, you can have a look at how I've put the registration form together. And I do ask a lot of questions. And that's helped with nutting out the people. And there's a question saying there, do you want the free print, or would you like to purchase more images? Yes, no, or no thanks, I'd just like my complimentary print. So with those ones, Bernie and I have, I haven't started it yet, but I'm going to flick those people off an email and get them to book in a pre-consult at a really obscure time during the week, so they can't make it and I get rid of them.
Good deal.
Because they show up.
Yeah, just with the numbers, and I'm excited about numbers. Tell us about your big sales.
Yeah, I've had quite a few big sales. Like I've had a $9,000 sale, a $8,000 sale. I've had a few, $2,000-$3,000 sales. So yeah, I've had some really good clients, like very wealthy clients that have come in. That money's not an issue. Like it's like, this is how much this is. Okay, yep, thanks, I'll take that.
Yeah.
Brian looks different.
Yeah. Brian's changed. Hello, Brian.
Changed.
Hello, Brian.
You got sick of looking at us.
Transformed.
So those sales were all from
look, and
Hi.
How can something so small be so disruptive?
Me, Brian.
Yeah.
Those sales were all from your dealership. Is that right, Murielle?
Yeah, and I started another one with a real estate agent, and that honestly that hasn't been going so well. Like, I've just had some silly people that I've contacted, like, oh, I wanna use this for my engagement shoot, and I'm like, well, no, it's not for an engagement shoot. I'm not going to go out and shoot your engagement. It's for a family session. So I've had to work out a way to get rid of that particular client, and just people that don't read or whatever and just think everything's included for free. So, and they're not giving them out. Like, I haven't had registration. So the best thing so far, honestly, has been the Mercedes-Benz dealership.
You know, we've got a fairly big Mercedes-Benz dealership down here, and I think I've approached every car sale, as Bernie will tell you, I've approached pretty much every car dealership in Geelong, and there is one photographer that's stitched them all up.
Yeah.
And it's driving me insane. And the real estate agents are the same. The ones that I'm getting through to have had dealings with this guy, so they don't want to do the third-party thing because, it's just a rip-off, and
Yeah.
What do you mean? What do you mean a rip?
Well, he's a real pressure salesperson. Okay, so you go in there and he will pressure you to buy. And the last one I had, which is a real estate agency that they said they sell about 900 houses in this area a year, which is a fairly decent amount for the area.
Yeah.
And of course, the director, not long prior to me going in to see him, had got one of these photographers' vouchers, had gone in and was pressured into buying, and then they had some sort of an argument. So when I presented him with the idea, the first thing he said is, it's going to be one of those pressure sales things. So I sort of did my best to say, no, that's not how I work, and it just didn't work. He just didn't want to have a bar of it, and going around in circles chasing my tail at the moment.
Bernie was on my back to approach the Mercedes-Benz dealership for a while. I actually bought a car from there, and I was not confident in approaching them at all. And at that time, I hadn't even had my my new website up, which is not new anymore, by the way. But I was, it was a lot of that. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. And then when I got my website up and got like some of my good work on there, I felt more confident, and with his help, like, he told me how to do it, and I organized a meeting with the GM. And one thing he said to me, I remember, he said, I want to work with you because you're local. A lot of the people that approach us come in from the city, because I'm not based in the city, I'm more Western Sydney. So he said, I like that you're from Western Sydney. And he said, and the one thing I don't want you to do is pressure sell people. So I had to do the same thing as yourself and say, I don't pressure sell. And the other thing that he wanted was for me to work exclusively with Mercedes as well. So I promised him that as well, and they jumped on board. So they have a system now where they sell a car, they go to the girl gives them the gift certificate, and they present it on the day of collection. So it's just a system. They've incorporated it into their system, and that's why it works. And probably with the real estate agent, they haven't done that. I reckon they forget to give out vouchers or whatever. So it's not working. You've got to emphasize that they've got to incorporate it into their system, and there's no point in you doing it if they're not going to sort of, follow through with that. There's no point for both of you.
And you got the opportunity, or you said you had the opportunity of other dealerships via what's happening with that?
So the old it's all about who you meet, right? So the first GM, I don't know, we just really had a liking towards each other. Like, I felt like he really wanted to help me. He believed in me. He didn't know me. He researched me, and then it turns out I'd rock up to the dealership and I'd see a family that I photographed before. And he's like, hold on, how do you know each other? And I said, I photographed. So there was a lot of situations where stuff like that was happening right in front of his eyes. So he really believed in me, I felt. And he offered me all the other dealerships associated under this one brand. So there was Mercedes, I don't know, so many, Ford, Holden, whatever I wanted. It's a massive dealership. And I said, look, I'd just like to start with Mercedes now. And I've been doing it now for almost 2 years, and he's retired now. and someone else has stepped in. And although I get along with this GM, I find him a little bit more by the books, a lot more strict. So when I contacted him 2 weeks ago and I said, look, I was offered to work with all the other brands. I'm ready to take that on now. And he gave me the number of the head marketing place. Whereas I think the other guy would have said, come on in, I'll take you to the other dealerships and, we'll do this. I felt like he would have done that. So I've had to email the head of marketing and I've called them. They haven't gotten back to me, Bernie. So at this stage, I need to try one more time to follow up with the email. I don't know.
Follow up with an email and put the GM's name in the email.
The GM's. Well, I CC'd him. He asked me to CC him anyway on the email, which I did, and I've got a reply.
Put his name, and it'll be as though it's coming as his directive. So that means that there would be more tendency for them to act, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, well, just do what I say, Murielle. All right.
I gotta hop off.
All right. Thanks for coming, Brian. All the best.
Yeah,
we'll catch up with
you.
Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys fight with Bernie? I fight with him every now and then.
No, we don't. We have heated discussions.
I think
that's because I have to keep Murielle focused, She tends to go off on all these tangents, so it's all bringing it back to the core, the message, what we're trying to get through. Keep it simple, and that's the hard thing for me, right? Keeping it simple.
Yeah.
She likes to use a lot of things like beautiful and amazing, and we'll take some amazing photos of you and all of this, and I cut that all out your script, right? It's not good.
No comment.
It's all right. It's all right for someone else to say it, but if you say it, you sound like a bit of a wanker, right?
All right. Point taken.
Point taken. All right. Well, I've got to go. I don't know. Thanks for coming. Anyway, that's been great. A good start.
It's been.
I'll do the same thing next week if you can make it, and I'll put things in a circle there. I posted some things in a circle about landing pages, which is something that I'm going to do a lot of investigating today about getting our landing page right, which I think is the key to us having more success. Or just one other thing I'll throw by you as well, Murielle. I think I was talking to Rick yesterday about what about another way we could try this is we could offer it's our birthday type thing, and we're offering $250 portrait photography vouchers to the first 20 people that private message us. So if we could get leads that way, then send them the voucher, and then have on the voucher that you've got to contact us within the next 7 days to validate the voucher and make a phone call for the session. So we're giving them a gift, but the gift is worthless unless we take the photos, right? Because the gift is part of the photography session is part of the value of the gift. So so that's just another thought I was having about getting leads and just testing that out. So we're giving vouchers. Why are we giving them? Because it's our birthday and we're giving the gifts. And Rick said he'd only been in business 8.5 years. I said, Rick, no one will know. Just say this month it's our 10th birthday. It doesn't matter that it's 8.5 or whatever. So just say we're celebrating. Andy, you could say.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Andy, you could say it's our second birthday, so we're giving the gifts, or it's our first birthday, it's our first year.
Yeah, exactly.
And because of all the fantastic clients out there, that's why we've been so successful. So we give him the gift, so and so on. So you could use it for lead generation, either via newsletters to your database, not either, but all, newsletter to your database, Facebook ad, get that out and see how many leads you get that way. And then again, qualify them exactly the same. Yeah, they've got to do a phone call so you can talk to them. You say, so you've got this voucher, that gets you the session, and it's $150 credit towards anything that you may want to purchase. How does that sound? How exciting is that?
Are you both using Calendly now, or?
Yeah.
I've just started. Yeah, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Amazing. I've just sort of ironing out my little issues with it, but I did one a couple of weeks ago, and we got about 16 appointments booked in. I think we've only made 4 bookings so far, but it was great. The fact that the girl we picked 4 hours in the week, and she only had to use those hours to call people rather than calling people all the time.
Yeah.
It was great.
If only we lived near each other and we could share the one girl.
Yeah. Yeah, we got a problem with time zones.
Yeah, well,
Sorry, but laughing.
You haven't got a girl. You're right.
Me.
If you had, you could work with Rick, but you haven't got a girl, and Rick hasn't got a girl.
Yeah.
So it makes it a bit hard. Anyway, all right, I'm going. Thanks for coming.
All right.
Thank you.
Chat with
Nice to
everybody.
meet you both.
All right.
Good work.
See you again.
Murielle, keep us posted on Inner Circle with your phone calls if you like.
Okay, I'll see how I go.
Yeah, be great. Good luck with those.
Yeah,
Thank
good
you.
luck.
You guys.
If you don't book any, just don't tell us, all right?
I'm sure I'll book some.
Yeah, good work. Go for it. All right. See you all
See
later.
ya.
All right. Have a good day, everyone. Bye. Bye.
Bye.